Welcome back everyone to our first Deer Days video of the year. And of course, we've been a little bit slower on the Deer Days content as of late, but we do have some videos and some decks to show off because of course on the 2nd of February we're going to have the first DLC wave come to Deer Days. And so they're going to be bringing set 6, so I was like, you know what, let's show off the decks that don't really get supported by set 6 too much. So today we're going to show off Overlord, because there's stuff like Gravidia, for example, that like you could technically say doesn't get direct support, but Combine Rusher is definitely direct support, and same for stuff like Orfist and things like that. So we're going to be showing off some of the decks that do not get supported in set 6, and then of course it'll be fun to check out Youthberg and stuff as well once that comes out. So today we're going to be playing Overlord. So Overlord is arguably the best deck to grind ladder with because, paired with its strong restand abilities, it is a good deck. Like, you essentially have the end itself together with Overlord. So let's break down the ride line first, just so everyone knows what we're talking about. We have the starter Undo, and then the grade 1 that is Bar. So Bar says when you ride over it with Nahalam, then you can count +1 to search your deck for grade 1 and add it to your hand. So that lets you basically search out your PGs or any other grade 1s you would need, and then it also gets +5k, but you'd never use that effect. And then Nahalam is a grade 2 that says when you ride over it with an Overlord, he calls himself out, and then if your Overlord Vanguard exists, you can Soul Blast once per turn to give himself and all of your Vanguards +5k until end of turn. So essentially this gives you that nice little bonus power for Overlord itself, because the Overlord grade 3 itself says when he attacks a rear guard, your opponent cannot guard from hand. And he also says once per turn, when his attack hits anything, you can count +1 and discard 1 to stand him and lose a drive. So if you attack a rear, you're basically always going to hit unless your opponent intercepts or something, or somehow manages to guard it otherwise, or has like defensive power on it, doesn't let it get hit, something like that. So essentially, this is just like an early restand, and then you usually ride into Overlord the end, who says if you have an Overlord, the original Overlord in your soul, then he does not lose drives from card effects, and he gets +5k power, so that's really nice. 18k is a pretty annoying number for a lot of decks to guard against. And of course, once per turn at the end of the ability attack, you can count +1 and discard 2 to stand him, and he loses the drive. But if in this build, he won't lose that drive, basically, unless you somehow Soul Blast the original Overlord. So that is very nice in terms of effects, and basically the deck has a sort of disadvantage in that it doesn't Persona ride until turn 5, because you ride into this and then you change the Vanguard on turn 4. But basically, yeah, you don't need to hit with the end, so you basically just swing, and at the end of the battle you restand. So it's different from how it was in the past if you played Vanguard way back when, so it's a little bit different. And to help us find the end, we're of course playing 4 copies of Burning Horn Dragon, which says when you call it, you count +1 to look at top 7 cards of your deck, find an Overlord, reveal it, add it to your hand, and shuffle your deck. But if you didn't reveal, then you just countercharge 1. So it's basically like you didn't pay the cost at all. But if you do pay the cost, then you get to find an Overlord, and whether it's the end that you need to ride or whatever, or just to thin out a card, it's nice. And of course, his other effect is when your Vanguard with Overlord and his card name attacks, he gets +5k power. So when your Overlord attacks twice in one turn, or 3 times if you check the OT, he'll get +5k each and every time. So that's also good. You have multiple power adders in that sense. And then a cool little tech that popped up around this meta in the TCG was Brachiophore. So Brachiophore says when his tech hits anything, you can retire him to draw a card and retire an opponent's rear guard. So even if you hit a rear guard with this, you get to pop him to draw 1 and retire another card. So it's really nice for just like making your opponents struggle for resources, if it's the kind of deck that does struggle for resources, which I think is really nice. And then we're running 4 copies of the Fushima Madoka as like a nice booster / 15k shield. More defensive options is always nice. 2 copies of the Gojo, which is a card that Natsuki, the current Japanese national champion, was playing in his Overlord list when he qualified for the national finals. So basically, you can put him behind your Overlord Vanguard, and then every time the Vanguard attack that this unit boosted hits, you can retire this to countercharge 1 if you ever need that emergency countercharge. But the most important grade 1 of the whole deck, which is kind of the reason of why Overlord became good, is Halb. So Halb recently came out in English TCG as well, but it was initially just available through Deer Days for people that wanted to check it out. He says When he would be discarded from hand for the cost of the ability of your Vanguard with Overlord in his name, it can be discarded as discarding, it can be regarded, sorry, as discarding 2, because the end says discard 2, so you can instead just discard the 1 Halb that will count as 2 cards. So you lose less and you still drive check 2 on the next restand. And when he's discarded from hand for the cost of the ability of your Overlord Vanguard, you can call him to a back row rearguard circle, and then he gets plus 5k power for that turn. So he does literally everything. This is like a create a card. Like somebody just fan made a card and it ended up existing as Overlord support, and it basically saved the deck. Like, it's really, really, really good. And then of course we're running 8 crits because it's a restand deck, and the crit pressure is what makes it win. The Overtrigger, of course, can give you an either more, bigger restand, and we're running 3 draws to help us hit the pieces. But generally speaking, we have quite a bit of deck search available. And then for Perfect Guards, the 1 copy of Elementaria Sanctitude and the 3 regular PGs, because we're not a grade 4 deck. So with that, this Overlord is also just a regular The End, just with alternate art. Let's take a look at the deck in-game on Rank Ladder. Alright, we'll be playing against Pureya, running, well, they have the Midday Avatar, but let's see if they're actually playing buff Sagara or not in this fight. And I know that some of you in the comments were saying it's like, oh, can you adjust the camera a little bit? It's like you're blocking your hand. Well, it's now at a different corner, so hopefully it helps. You will not be seeing my opponent's information. Oh, cool, I won the rock, paper, scissors, cool. So we're going first, which is nice. Overlord likes doing that. No, the ends. The Gojo don't really need either. Yeah, we're gonna just go full mulligan here. Even if it is buff Sagara, it is not. It's Keter. Alright. So, let's ride with Bar. We have a pretty good hand. I guess we can ditch the Brachio Force. But actually, Brachio Force might be a cool way to bully. No, I don't think we'll need Brachio Force right now, so let's ditch it. Ditch the Brachio Force, and we're going to be able to basically just pass because we don't have any effects. So, just a ride up and pass, and then if my opponent gives me the 1 CB next turn, and we'll be able to, of course, just chill. There's time when I played with Doth and the opponent used Order PG to block my Overlord rearguard attack, and it did block the attack. Yes, so it says you cannot guard from hand, but the Order PG doesn't guard from hand. It is a blitz order, so it just like lingers in the air, basically, outside of the Guardian Circle. It's pretty unique in that sense. Ooh, okay, that's out the way. All right. The OT has been checked and over and done with. So we will take the, it's still the 1 damage. It's still the 1 damage. Don't mind that at all. And our OT is still sleeping in deck. I think this turn we'll be ditching the draw trigger. I think we won't be needing it too much just yet. Ditch the draw and use Bar's effect to count boss to 1 and search out a Perfect Guard. Because it looks like we are playing against Bastion. Halb could actually be pretty good, but we don't really need it until turn 4. So for now, I think I will actually search out the PG here. We are playing against a grade 4 deck because it is Bastion. So I think searching out Sanctitude would be the right call because it'll be free cost going into the turn 4. Here, I don't think we want to call anything just to not get damage denied. And so we're going to basically just smash into my opponent's Vanguard here. Don't want to give them the second damage for a potential top deck Alden. God, I haven't seen Bastion in a bit. Ooh, okay. Smart guard for my opponent, making sure that this crit does not land in their face. Alright. Bastion player punching air right now, potentially. Yeah, it's like... sometimes when me and my friends, like, check certain OTs, where it's like if it's like a Keter one, it's like... We'll just call it like Ksodeka Dorotoriga. It's like super huge draw trigger. Or like if it's the brand one, it's like Ksodeka Kuri, like Kuri or something. It's like super huge crit. Ooh, Bastion off the top. So it's still gonna be some multi-attack. Gonna be a little bit annoying. But let's see. I actually don't mind taking a bit of CB here. I think I'll take this, see what they check, and then adapt. Gets the heal, didn't take any damage though, so it's not going to be effective. So I think I'm thinking how much more damage I want to take here, because I want to use Overlord and I also want to use Burning Horn to find the end. So I think we'll just take both here and save the hand for later. And we're also going to be in nice heal range too. Speaking of the end, there it is. So we're going to take the turn here. Draw into a crit. Not exactly what I want to see, but it's not the end of the world. I guess we can dish in a Hallam. We don't really need it right now. So right into Mr. Overlord. There we go. And then using the Hallam's effect to call it out to the rearguard circle. Really nice ability. Just get a card out just like that, which is always nice. And then basically going to just use the Burning Horn here to count boss 1 and search the top 7 for a Overlord. It's only 3 copies left, but we managed to find it. Nice. Very good. Excellent. So there's the Overlord into our hand here. And we can use the Hallam just to buff up the power a little bit of both himself and the Vanguard as well. And Fushimachi Madoka will actually get the plus 2k because our opponent's drop will be at 4 after we attack into the rear. So I think we will power up like so. So let's go into battle. Overlord's restand cost, the regular one, is just discarding 1. So that's why Halb is not really important in the early turns. So we're going to just swing. Burning Horn will get the power. So that's also very nice. We are potentially in a damage deny situation here, but our hand is going to be pretty nice after this turn. We get a draw. That's perfect. Oh, we get a Halb as well. That's cool. We can give power to the Nahalem column because the Burning Horn column is going to be like 30k. So, pretty good position. Ooh, all right. I didn't actually break down. I forgot to talk about this card. So we hit. Let me just resolve that first. I will break it down as we discard it. So Berserk Dragon is like when he attacks, if your Vanguard's an Overlord, he gets plus 5k. And you can kind of almost want to retire an opponent's grade 2 or less. But in this matchup, there are not many grade 2 or lesses. So we're not going to be discarding much, let me tell you, or retiring much in that sense. So my opponent's grade 3 rearguard will be retired, and we get the extra power on the Fushimachi Madoka. And then here, Burning Horn will get the extra power as well. So pretty good turn, if I do say so myself. Oh yeah, I see someone in chat talking about the Mika experience. I just started Deer Days and the AI luck is insane there. They were at 5 damage and I hit them for 2 crit heal trigger into OT. It'd be like that. Alright. Okay, I guess the draw. Luckily our power columns are pretty huge, so it's still going to be like 10k and 15k guard on both sides. So, and our hand is already pretty healthy with Halb next turn too. So 25k, let's ask for a 10k shield. See if they have a draw in hand. Yeah, I'm keeping timer in mind. It's all good. So they're gonna guard this one. That's the heal they checked earlier. And then let's see if they guard this 30k swing with another 15k, or if they'll take it for that sweet Alden to recuperate that hand. I'd say we have a pretty good turn 3 here in terms of pushing damage. Alright, Mireille. I do love how, like, you know, very personalized the voice lines are for all the characters. So it's also pretty nice. Alright, let's see. My opponent gonna be riding into... Ooh, ditching a Prime. Ditching in and riding into a Bastion. And we know that they... It's like 1 Bastion in Ride deck, 1 Bastion was called, 1 in damage. Now they ditched the Prime, so they will not have too many Bastions left. The VTuber you raided last month won against Mika the first time using Prison. Damn, okay. Okay. It's pretty good. Well, here comes Alden. Soul Blasting 1, probably gonna call it the Dark Strain. Dark Strain is a 1 in Deer Days, I'm pretty sure as well. I wonder if they'll unrestrict it at some point. I mean, Bastion's still pretty good. Ooh, gonna swing at the rear. That's mildly annoying. I will choose to guard that. Gonna choose to guard that and see how they move going forward. I'm assuming Alden will swing face. I feel like Alden will swing face. Ooh, going like this. I think I'll 2 to pass this. But the thing is, I'm afraid if I 2 to pass this, he'll just swing rear with both of the remaining attacks, and then we won't have CB for the end. So I think I actually have to take this. It's risky because I might get double crit, but I think I have to take it because he will just damage deny me otherwise, and we cannot be having that. Otherwise, this deck does nothing. Alright, double blanks. They're both grade 3s, of course, so it's good for Bastion, but we kind of have to take this attack, unfortunately. Alright, so we're now at 4 damage. Heals have not been on my side too much. I think I still have 2 in deck. So, none in damage. No triggers a period in damage. Alright. Did he just ditch another prime? What is in my opponent's hand? He ditched the prime for the effect, even though he needs the ride one next turn. Interesting. Alright, he's gonna attack for 20k. So I ditched the 10k shield earlier. So we'll just guard both of these with 15ks. Overguarding a tiny bit, but it's not a big issue. Alright. We block this one, and we'll block the last one. And then we can ride the end safely next turn and ditch the Halb. The good old Halb. Alright, ditch the heal here. Playing around free PG. I feel like when your deck does this much, you don't care about the free PG. Like, Bastion Prime is a huge upgrade over regular Bastion. But let's see. Oh, double Halb. Oh my god. Alright, here comes G-Endo. So we have the 18k power. We have 2 souls, have to be a little bit careful about it. I will call out the Gojo here for the bonus effect that we can have, and use the Nahalem here to Soul Blast the Under. And we'll be good to go. So we're now 23k to make it a little bit harder here. I think we can basically just go into battle already. Our field's pretty set up, and then Halb will just complete it. I think for this first swing, I expect it to hit. So actually, wait, let's see. When you're on the opposing side, yeah, you're afraid your opponent's gonna all in on the Vanguard, I think. So we're gonna boost this one and see if it lands. My opponent's also at 2 damage, so I expect it to land. And they're gonna try to use the damage triggers they might check from this. Oh, alright. They took it. We just need a crit to make this very threatening. Ooh, another Halb. That's pretty good. Alright. I'm a fan of that. Alright, Mr. Overlord. Gonna be swinging in with a really sick animation as well. I like it. Big fan. Ooh, checks the heal defensive. Is not gonna activate. So it is a wasted heal, per se. But we do have some good power here. All around. Yeah, we can actually ditch the Gojo. Goodbye, Mr. Gojo. You've been a treat. And then, of course, activate the end here by counterblasting 1 and discarding the Halb, which will count as 2. Confirm. And then, of course, G-Endo is going to activate, and we will be able to activate Halb here to call it to the back. We can actually call behind Vanguard, but because otherwise this is going to be just a 15. Yeah, we're going to call this. But otherwise my rearguard columns don't hit, so we actually kind of have to call it here, unfortunately. I want this column to still hit on Vanguard as well, so we're going to do that. Swing of the Overlord again. Here we go. DB 6 doesn't have anything you want. Yeah, so with the DLC coming up next Thursday, we're going to be getting Set 6 DLC coming out. Ooh, they're taking this attack, actually. That's kind of risky. So, good thing I called the Halb to the rear side. Ooh, nope. Literally 4 blanks? Damn. Well, we pushed in some damage, and that's what my opponent must have wanted as well. I feel like here, because they might check a defensive here, which would be very annoying. They don't. Part of me wants to actually trade their rears off the board, because this is like 30 and 28, so they're both blockable with 10Ks. So I think part of me wants to actually get this thing off the board and stay within heal range. I want to stay within heal range for the Bastion turn, especially because we do have to take the swings early to try to hit defensive. So let's see. Oh yeah, true. If you need Amandine for Barrow, you kind of need set 6, that's right. If you need Combine Rusher for a lot of different decks, you kind of want set 6. Ooh, actually gonna block it. Okay, then we can bully this Alden a little bit. Alright, the dragon with a sword in its mouth. Gonna block. Alden will live. But we can actually eat up a bit of hand here, because this 8-card hand is slightly concerning for me. So we can swing into the side once again. Ask for another big amount of shield. 20k shield coming right up. Yeah, FFRs are going to look nice in game, that's for sure. We don't have a Persona Ride. Slightly concerning. I didn't have this Burning Horn to cool down, unfortunately, so it's just kind of chilling there. But we only have 2 the ends left in deck, so let's see if we can hit it. 4 blanks, looks like me playing Dota IRL. Dude, me playing Chronojet is literally like Stride Fate Rider, blank, blank, blank. Stride Fate Rider again, blank, blank, blank. So pain. Alright, Bastion Prime Gaming. Don't forget, chat, if you see a Bastion Prime and you have an unused Prime Gaming, you gotta use it. That's the rules of the house. Prime Gaming. Alright, Lag Rail coming down. There's gonna be a big turn. Doesn't have the Soul Blast for Darkstream, but doesn't matter. Gonna give the power here, probably to Lag Rail. And gonna try to cheese it. Unlock the Cheez-Its from the vault. The Lag Rail gamble. So my opponent's gonna be drive checking 5 this turn. I don't have that many triggers. 40k Lag Rail. Doesn't he gain 5k on his own too? He does. Okay. Damn. Emptying that hand. My opponent is gambling. How many crits have you seen? 1. Uh-oh. I don't like that. Oh, it's turning on the boost. Okay. My opponent's seen 1 crit. Oh, you're swinging there first? Well, that changes a lot. I think I will take this so you cannot heal down to 3. I will be taking this, for sure. And hopefully checking a defensive to help me deal with this turn. Nope, I will check a PG. Damn, okay, these 5 blanks are not helping. I can tell you that much. Alright, are you gonna go for the effect here now? I have to PG this attack, actually. The power is way too big. Alright, getting more power. Luckily, it's just for that battle. This one is getting 100% PG'd. Alright. Because of the low hand, he's probably not gonna rest. Yeah, no, he's just gonna ditch his hand, so... The draw gets a bit wasted, but it can power up the rest of the field. I'm actually gonna have to take the restanding Lag Rail. Did he already check a grade 3 there? Because I saw the draw. Was it a grade 3 or was it a PG? It was a grade 3, damn it. Uh-oh. Yeah, I guess in theory, like, there was a, like, the other argument was, like, to guard the Alden, but the problem with that is that I would have then been giving him heal range and putting myself out of it. 48, this is hard. This takes us to 58. I think we have to guard what we can and then take the biggest attack and pray for a heal. Damn, Overlord, you're proving to be a bit of a struggle right about now, Feng Soul brother. All right, 2 to pass against a triple drive. It has to be. PG, just don't show triggers. He's gonna be able to use that PG too. Oh, and the crit. If this goes in the Lag Rail, it is... I mean, I think I can't guard anymore anyway. I only have 25k shield available to me, so no matter where this goes, this might be GG's. Bastion showing that full power. Ooh, we're committing to the Vanguard column. Okay. Gambling on the last check to be... Oh my... Okay. I lose that one fair and square. I respect it. I respect the Giga Chad. But now check me out. Heal OT. No! The defensive I was waiting for all game. Ah, that hurts. That hurts. Well, that was a very good game. And you got to see, of course, Bastion in action, doing some crazy things. You know, you don't win every game you play, but we also got to show off the power of Overlord. Although it almost felt like it was like 1 step behind the whole time. Bastion with that next day delivery, Amazon Prime, baby. So, that has been Overlord. It is a deck that has, you know, definitely, I would say is the ladder climb deck, but sometimes you have games like that, where it's like, you don't get to, because I feel like we had a pretty strong grade 3 turn. You have a pretty strong grade 3 turn, where you get to actually push and we did that. But I think the utter lack of defensives on our side, maybe like the one thing you could argue is maybe taking, like going to 3, like, you know, for my turn 3. Like, I wanted it because I needed a Burning Horn to find a Dote, and I needed to CB1 for Overlord's effect, because I didn't have Gojo yet in hand. Perhaps that was not necessarily the play, but I feel like I really needed that CB, and then I was, you know, I still had heals in deck, so I was like, we will just find them through our upcoming 6 drive checks over 2 turns plus damage checks, but sadly we didn't find it. So sometimes that is how the cookie crumbles. You get 4 blanks on the end and it doesn't really do as much, so beware of that when playing this deck. Sometimes you will have crazy games where you just like check triggers left and right, and some games will be like that where you get no defensives and no offensive triggers either. So with that, that has been it for this Overlord showcase. Up next we will show, of course, his rival, which is none other than Phantom Blaster Overlord. So look forward to that. It's gonna be a fun little showcase, as that is a deck that I actually play IRL myself sometimes, so look forward to that one. But if you like this video, you know, we don't win all of the Dear Days vids. If you liked it, give it a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and if you want to support me and the channel along with my big move coming up, consider becoming a YouTube channel member. But with that, that's gonna be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.